Top story, Democrats are sparring with Education Secretary Betsy DeVos over her proposed budget. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Daryl Franklin.
And I'm Melanie Townsend. Lawmakers took particular issue with proposed cuts to programs that benefit disabled and disadvantaged people like the Special Olympics, a program that received $17.6 million in federal funding this year.
Let me just say again, we had to make some difficult decisions with this budget.
Again,
supporting students with special needs, we have continued to hold that funding level, that funding at a level amount, and in the context of a budget proposal that is a 10% reduction.
Leaders with the Texas Special Olympics say they are unsettled by this new proposal. Now, Shatanya Clark spoke to them earlier today, and Shatanya, they say $300,000 of their budget could be cut if this deal goes through, right?
That's right, and this can have an impact on 59,000 Special Olympians here in the Lone Star State. Now, right behind me is where many local teams practice, but if they lose that budget, those practices could end. Today, I spoke with a local coach who says she's disappointed that Special Olympics is on the chopping block. Cheryl Pogue is more than just the coach for the Special Olympics Wichita Falls Blue Jays. She's been involved with the organization for more than 3 decades in support of special needs children like her daughter.
Special Olympics is something that she thrives for. She loves to be a mentor to the other athletes.
Pogue is now worried about the future of the program after the Trump administration proposed gutting roughly $18 million of federal funding set aside for the Special Olympics.
If the funding is cut, it's going to really hurt the athletes.
Tim Martin, the president and CEO of Texas Special Olympics, agrees.
It's going to be a shock to the system. In the state of Texas, that's $300,000 that we get through the granting process. The toughest part for these ones is so many of these funds are focused on urban area schools with low socioeconomic areas and our more rural communities.
There will be kids left out. There will be lots of kids left out of Special Olympics. I mean, there will be programs that won't be able to do.
Programs such as the polar plunge, tractor pull, and tip-a-cock.
Please don't cut the funds. Special Olympics needs it. The athletes need it.
As the proposed 2020 budget makes its way through Congress, Pogue and Martin are hoping lawmakers reject the request in order to keep the world's largest sports organization for people with intellectual and physical disability alive.
And your silver medal winner.
Now, Tim also added that these athletes are always fighting for acceptance and recognition, and this essentially adds another obstacle in their way.
Okay, Shatanya, thank you so much. Now, DeVos argued today the organization doesn't need federal backing because it can successfully raise private contributions on their own. Now, she said, quote, "The Special Olympics is not a federal program," end quote. DeVos also added because of its important work, it is able to raise more than $100 million every year.